Well, they have, but
I would quite honestly encourage you to stay the extra day.
well, it's up to you. And you've got a month and more to figure it out.
The airfare keeps going up, so. No, I don't want to move. I want this to move.
How's that? Are we starting up the stream?
We are. The stream has started. Announcements are about to work.
Announcements?
Yes, I post to Twitter.
Ah,
Give a quick recap. Don't watch Another Life. Do watch Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries. Judge D or Detective D is a definite possibility.
Asian mystery in the
Asian
Tang mystery.
yes, in the 7th through 10th centuries. I don't know where he turns up in there, but
It isn't one that is really worried with historical authenticity.
TV shows or
Yes,
Netflix
Miss
program.
Fisher's Murder Mysteries
It's
is a television
TV
show.
series from Australia.
Set in the
20s.
1930s, actually.
Or 30s? maybe?
20s,
I thought it was
Yeah,
late
late
20s.
20s.
Late 20s, you're right.
Which is why I very much, felt it had that spirit of the century vibe.
I didn't feel it had as much of the mysterious elements that
No, it was not. It was not.
Yes.
if you leave out anything that is mysteries related, then yes.
But they even talk in the book about how some people might prefer to play without mysteries.
Yeah.
They're in the framework.
I also compare the mysteries in the book to what you got from The Shadow or from H.P. Lovecraft.
Yes.
He did finally eat his dinner.
Collins, that was his name.
Yeah, watching the Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries, I kept ticking off skills that she from the pyramid that she would be using.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's got a lockpick out. She's picking a lock. That's burglary. Oh, she cracked a safe. Burglary again. Oh, she's flying a plane from Melbourne to London. Pilot. Oh, she's got a car with a top speed of 85 miles an hour that she's driving like a bat out of hell down a dirt road. Hey, drive. She used a revolver to shoot. She was backstage in a theater. She used a revolver to shoot a rope that dropped a sandbag on somebody.
That's a stunt.
Well,
That's a skill too. but
yeah,
it's a
it's
stunt.
guns, but the stunt is obviously the dropping the sandbag. Yeah, so
Hispano Suiza. Her car.
the one that could go 85 miles
Yes.
an hour.
Walking 85 miles an hour. The Hispano Suiza. Jay Leno has one. Oh, it's a V12.
Wow. Yeah. But
The fact that Jay Leno has one is not as much of a surprise as you might think.
Considering the size of his garage.
is it up like an airplane hangar?
Yeah.
Oh, did you know that they made straight 12s?
Oh, yeah.
They might have even made straight 16.
The Rolls-Royce Phantom was a straight 12, if I remember correctly.
when you add those many cylinders, the engines run so much smoother. And it is so quiet and smooth. It's just unbelievable.
Okay, so nobody's volunteering to eat this thing. Somebody was offered a shovel, I believe, to try and start digging at it, but I can tell you that looking at it, you probably don't want to get any of this on you.
This is not going to be a problem for him.
Well, he's got an environment suit, so
Mhm.
yes.
I have 2 sticks of dynamite. Position them so they do a controlled directional explosion, which will blast most of this off the top away from us.
Okay, away from us is good.
Let's see.
I saw this handy a spoon and say bottoms up.
Okay, I'm under the impression. How big around it? How what's the diameter of this?
About 20 feet, maybe less. I mean, you're not getting a tape measure out, but it's big. It's about 8 feet high. The ceiling here is about 10 feet high. This is a much smaller room than that last one was.
And there was like 3 feet or so that was clear around the outside.
Maybe 6 feet.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you're not edging around it. You can walk normally around it. There's room. Does someone in the group have demolition?
Yes.
Okay.
That would be the skill to do this directed explosion that you were talking about.
I don't think I brought the brick of C. I had 4 of them. I don't think I brought that one.
Well, he says he has 2 sticks of dynamite.
Oh, that should be sufficient.
Are you
One should be.
are you going to aim it? Are you going to aim it towards the river Styx?
I was going to aim it towards the water.
Okay.
I didn't realize that it had a name or was named after mythology, but I was going to aim it towards the water.
I wish I wait till Sharon shows up and just blast them.
That requires there to be a dead body here to be collected.
There's a lot of dead bodies here. Right?
Oh, so
Hopefully Sharon doesn't show up as a pizza delivery guy.
that's Sharon, not
Sharon.
Sharon.
It's actually Kara.
Depends on how authentic you're being about the Greek.
Yeah.
I was trying to make a joke, so.
Yes. It's surely just.
No, I don't. No, stop. Shirley.
Who's on first?
What's on second?
Third base.
I don't know. Third base.
I don't know. Third base. Although we have 20 years before that particular routine comes out. Oh well. That's a little anachronism.
Still a classic.
So with only a single stick of dynamite, can I really direct it that much? Or
Oh, I have 2.
okay, with only 2 sticks then.
Well, I have 3 more.
I don't want to take down the whole thing. So it's more a matter of being able to direct the blast.
Somebody make an engineering roll. Since this is an engineering question.
Emphasis on make.
Yeah, well, that's why we have fate points, right?
Right.
Let's go with, give me those specifications again.
We have fate points in Pathfinder. I have 2.
Hero points.
Hero points. Oh, same deal.
And on, I come out
You
worse.
came out worse.
Wow.
It's gonna be one of those nights. Don't touch that. Considering what I'm working with, that gets very tough.
Yeah.
Apropos. Okay.
Wow.
That's much better.
That's
Oh,
six
That's a
points
swing of
swing.
6. Yeah.
Very good.
So let's see. That would bring my engineering to epic.
All right. Well, you would say that you want about 3 sticks of dynamite to do this properly.
Okay.
And the best, yes, would be to try and shoot it out that archway there that leads to the river,
Water.
to the water. Yes. Anything else? It's not going to be able to go back through that crawl space that,
Not
and
enough
having it
room.
just explode into some other part of this room is going to block off a part of the room.
Not to them.
Okay, I will ask for the 3 sticks. Evidently, we have them between people.
So yes,
go.
mark them off your sheets.
2 and 1. Alright, we still have
And
each
I
have
will
six
start
pieces.
laying them out.
All right. Make another engineering roll.
But
Tag that I have already done the analysis.
I will allow you a +2 because you have already done the analysis.
and you have the
You can take time.
you have that appropriate stunt too, don't you?
Demolitions, yes.
Yeah.
Get a bonus.
I do not get a bonus. I get increased effectiveness.
If increased effectiveness, yes.
And
That's what it does, yeah.
that's what it does.
I just read it.
Wow.
So I'm giving 2, you're giving 1.
So you end up with 1 each left.
That was a bonus. Just in case.
Right, okay.
If I see Pluto, I'll offer him a cigar.
Let's see.
So, what is the exact intended effect of this? Are you
The
trying to make the
was-
whole thing go away, or just the top, like 2/3, or?
As much of it as I reasonably can.
Okay.
Because,
Mm-hmm.
worst case.
No, we want to leave like 2 feet down below.
Okay.
There might be
If it's
something
one
in
of
there.
these vectors of the virus, they have shown themselves to be extremely hardy. So even if I was to apply 3 sticks of dynamite to it, I'm not sure it would go down. So I'm not really worried if there's one in the middle of that pile.
Okay.
Clearing as much of it as I can.
Clearing as much of it as you can out that archway.
Yep. And let's see.
We may get to see the results of that experiment.
Simple matter of applied science to do this, which brings me up to a superb result of engineering. Oh, I forgot the +2. That's right.
These guys are not that tough.
Epic result.
All right. So you're engineering to do this, and the goal was to clear this whole thing.
The whole pile.
No, we don't want to clear the whole pile.
That's what he said.
As much
That's
as
what
possible.
she wants.
That's what she wants.
Okay, Jack's standing right next to the pile. He says, if you blow the pile up, you're going to blow me up.
No, you'd have to actually be standing either between the pile and the archway or in the pile itself, because she is making this a very vectored explosion.
Okay, then I'm standing in between the it and wherever.
What's the problem, Jack?
I don't want to take a chance on this thing and there's getting. I want to make sure that this thing is actually dead by having me get my hands on it. And I want it to talk.
Start shooting
I want it to talk.
Well, shouldn't be possible to clear most of it. That's what was.
I want to have it talk. I don't want to just kill it. Last one got killed. This time I want one to talk, and then we'll kill it. If you blow it to smithereens, I don't get to talk to it. Maybe Edgy's companion can, but I can't.
Wouldn't count on that working.
You know, his imaginary friend.
That really rather not deal with shit.
I'd rather talk to it.
It's up to you guys.
it's-
I'm my character isn't there, and I
Right.
can't, make you do something or make you not do something. So have this argument, I guess.
To be honest, I'll be very surprised if it doesn't leap out of the pile as I light the explosives.
Well, that's great. Then I can get my hands on it.
Depends on how much
Because I
attention
imagine as soon as the wick is lit, that'll be visible to others. You've done a good job of keeping me from being seen, but
Well, I would say actually lighting those fuses would be like an attack, and it would break you from hush.
so I expect that you will have your opportunity as soon as I light the fuses.
Are you going to gamble? No. I do want to talk to one of these idiots.
We have 2 more.
Well, yes, that is true.
You're starting to sound like me.
No, I really am not.
No, really. I want to talk to it, and you want to kill it. Doesn't that sound like a
Uh,
reversal here?
I am.
I don't think she's saying she wants to kill it. I think she's saying she doesn't care if she kills it or not.
That is the correct characterization.
Yeah.
And she has her doubts about whether this will actually be sufficient to kill it.
Many doubts. I think the most likely course is I light that fuse and something comes out of that pile.
For whatever my hunch is worth, I don't think it's likely that a dynamite explosion that's not right on top of the being person and not intended to kill it. I don't think that's gonna take it out in one swell.
Well,
I might
okay.
be wrong.
Annie can tell you that if there is somebody just like wallowing in the middle of this pile of goo,
Uh-huh.
that with her intended explosion, it's gonna go out through that archway as well, because it's kind of part of the
Okay.
pile of goo. So unless it notices when she lights the fuses, it's gonna go out. It's gonna get shot right out through that that archway, that low archway.
I don't want that to happen. Instead of going in the river, and then I'm not going after it in the river.
What bad thing could happen? Jumping into a river. I mean,
Right, I'm
okay, the
going-
water's
We-
probably
We
really
don't
cold.
know how deep in the pile
Okay,
it is
well-
either.
Do we have a couple of good tripons and a nice strong rope?
I've certainly got roll.
I got my done.
Well then, rig a rope 1.5 feet above ground level through that arch.
Ah, so that it will catch anything large, like human size.
Right.
That seems like a reasonable compromise.
We could even
Okay.
toss a couple ropes to
I'm having that.
okay.
We can beat on that across the opening.
Yep,
And blow it.
as long as the net is wide enough.
Filter it.
Yes.
Yes,
That sounds like a plan to me.
let's do that.
Does somebody have the? I mean,
He said he has a net.
What kind of net do you have?
It was basically a fishing net that I've been bringing with me, so I can throw it on these idiots and trip them up.
All right. Most fishing nets are gonna have holes that are way too small. It will, because there's like bones and bigger chunks in this. You're gonna get a lot of this stuff that won't go through the archway. In addition to the vampire that's probably in there.
And
With a-
there's possibly enough of it that will destroy the net and everything will go through then.
Possibly.
Depends on how strong the net is.
Yeah. I mean,
We can back up the net.
is it? Yeah. I think what it would. Okay. Looking, if you visualize it, I would say if you just have enough rope, you could sort of make a netting, but with much larger.
That's what I was thinking. It'd be
Let's
A
do
single
that.
rope is probably not good enough. It might go over, it might go under.
let's
but
do
multiple ropes
Making a sort of coarse net. with-
making a coarse net. A real fishing net is just going to be too fine, and it's
Okay.
going to capture a bunch of the crap
Okay.
instead of letting it go through. And
I'll do
the
something
idea is to
mundane.
get all this crap out of here.
that. Yes.
You
Okay,
place
I have a question.
Engineering duo. Just
Okay. So you've got pitons and you've got rope.
And if you run out of rope, I got more.
I think several of us are.
Now,
carrying
are
rope.
we ready to light those fuses?
Yes.
yes.
Let's go for it.
Because
All right.
if
We-
it tries
we
to
are no
jump out and
longer-
run out there, it's going to hit
No
the rope.
longer working without a net.
Yes, we are no longer working without a net.
So Jack,
Fine.
Jack just had
And you
it
got
out.
epic.
Epic.
All right.
Okay.
Because I spent a fate point
Now-
before I remembered that I had the +2. That's fine.
Epic is a good roll.
Epic is a good roll.
Epic is a good roll.
You want epic on stuff like this.
Okay.
This is a great big pile of oozy, gooey. Bleh.
Yeah.
I'll use at least 1 point of overflow to make sure none of it gets on me.
I'm fine with that idea.
Well,
that
and I
can
assume
stand
that,
here
that
and
you're not
do
standing between it and the archway anymore. That
Not
you
anymore.
moved, because
Okay.
we've come up with a
We've
plan
come up
that
with a plan
satisfies you.
satisfies you.
All right. How long of a fuse?
Well, I figure that it's most likely going to jump out at me, so I would say probably about 30 seconds. That'll give us enough time to capture or whatever it and still get out
Okay.
of the way.
So it's
So
very,
it's a
very
long,
long
it's,
fuse.
it's a long
fuse.
fuse.
Yeah.
It's not a short fuse or a
It's-
medium fuse. It's a long fuse.
If that's what 30 seconds comes out to,
Yeah.
yes.
All right. So you light the fuse and you wait 30 seconds and nothing.
Nope, I light the fuse, then get back to
Get
the
back.
crawl space. And
All right, and then you wait. Then the 30
The
seconds
30
goes
seconds
by
goes
and nothing happens until
Boom.
boom, whoosh. And I apparently didn't notice you lighting the fuse.
Okay.
Got a really bad roll.
Yeah, I'd say.
I am surprised, but okay.
And so
Never complain when the bad guys fail their perception check.
So it should at least get a chance to catch the rope if it doesn't want
Well,
to be put
No,
I
out.
it's
mean-
blown to pieces. The explosion killed it. You know, it had a chance and it blew it.
yeah,
No
its,
pun
its,
intended.
its alertness was so,
Horrible.
horrible, and there
There
is
was-
an area that you could have gotten within and it would have noticed, but you did not do that. Let me just make sure, but let's see. We don't care.
I was
No,
thinking
we
I
don't
should have
care.
just shot into the pile.
Are you aware? No.
There is a barrier of a bunch of refuse between it and the explosion.
Same zone.
Same zone, but it has a barrier. that it
Yes,
was hiding in.
but what does demolitions do for
Increases the effect.
you?
So, from so 3 sticks of dynamite enough to get you up to epic, or is it still fantastic?
Dynamite is legendary.
Dynamite starts at legendary.
Oh, okay. So does it go to awe-inspiring? Is 3 enough to get to awe-inspiring, or do you need more than that?
The demolition gets it to,
Godlike.
well,
Plus 2,
awe-inspiring.
right?
No, it's only +1.
Oh, okay. That's how much better.
Blah blah blah. That's not it. All right. I guess there's a chance for a fizzle. Group number.
But there's 3d6. So.
Yeah.
There we go.
1.
No, he said we needed 3 in order to do with a proper shaped charge. This means that if one of them fizzles, it's going to put some of it all over.
No, the resulting explosion's force rating is increased by 3.
Oh my goodness. 3.
3.
I was pretty sure it wasn't 1.
All right.
So if it went to godlike +1. If it was originally
All
legendary.
right. Explosive
An explosion
explodes. You're
similar
aware
to
of
the
explosive
eruption about
explosions?
Vesuvius.
Roll athletics
Middle
versus the
of
force of
Paris.
explosion. Dynamite explosion is legendary, but this time it's godlike +1.
Right.
I cannot roll athletics of godlike +1.
Even if you were impeded by like goo and bodies and things like that.
Well, I'm actually dropping the force of the explosion on the body by 2. I can't roll awe-inspiring on my athletics.
Okay.
Did I generate spin? Oh, did you roll? No. Taken out. Leaders and player characters are badly injured. All other characters equal dead.
It would be a leader since it's the only foe here, wouldn't it?
No.
No,
No, that's not. No.
that's not how it
It's
works.
not. It's.
Dr. Denoise.
Dr. Denoise was the leader.
was the leader. Hill
Okay.
is a leader.
Okay. Then
Um,
I guess.
He's,
Yes.
he's not a full blown named character.
So yes, there is now. I mean, all the goo and the big chunks and the bones and all that stuff got shot out of there. The body of the vampire hit the net and stopped. But due to concussive force,
He'd be in pieces.
How much overflow was there?
Yeah. Well, he's taken out.
Easy dead.
Yeah, because he's not a leader.
He doesn't have fate points. So.
He doesn't have all other characters equal dead. Yes. So he is
Destroyed.
not living anymore. I mean,
He is no longer
he is
undead.
he is yes, he's no longer dead. He's still a physical object.
He's a
But
late-
like his neck was like shattered, basically.
There's an intact bone in his body.
Maybe
Well,
some
there
of
might
the
be
smaller
several
ones.
I am sorry. You were right.
So he's a late vampire.
Yes. What you've just cleared this away from is, it looks maybe a little bit like an altar, but it's been worn over centuries. This is even more worn than the last one was the Pluto altar was. There's cuneiform etched into the altar itself.
I don't think that I read any of
You
them.
do. Yeah.
If you've got
It's an earthly language, yeah.
all the tongues.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you can.
okay. I thought it was only
No.
ones that were still in use.
No.
Okay.
All earthly tongues. That's,
Um,
that's
Then
why you
I
have the
can
sun.
read it, I guess.
So actually some of this is something that you've seen recently. And though maybe it's only 20% of this. You know that what was it, a barrel or a jar? The thing that was
It was a barrel from Baba Yaga
no
with
this-
a cork in it.
oh, that one, yes, the one that kept indicating ill.
Yeah.
That had cuneiform all over it.
Yeah.
Some of the passages on that are on this altar as well. And actually, Steve mentioned the name of the god, though this is not a Warhammer thing. This is a Mesopotamian thing.
Yes.
Nurgle is an altar dedicated to Nurgle.
I'm pretty sure that Annie wouldn't know who Nurgle is.
You can make an academics roll.
So it should have took this altar to pull that force on it. I mean, we had tons of force on this
I
thing.
am sure Annie does not know who Nurgle is.
-3 on her academics. roll.
Okay, no, you don't know. But if you mention the name to other people in the group, they get academics rolls as well.
Yeah.
That would be a superb academics roll.
That's-
And would it be aided by mysteries?
That's-
Yes, in this case, it would be aided by mystery.
I would
Which would make it
also-
fantastic.
You know who Nurgle is.
Yeah, I only needed fair.
I was going to mine is fair or good if I can do aided by mysteries.
Yes, you
which makes
can
a
do it
certain
aided by
amount of
mysteries.
sense.
Good is enough. So yes,
Mesopotamian
ancient
god.
Mesopotamian god,
Oh yeah, all that.
amongst other things,
Okay.
So why
mentioned
would,
in the Bible.
so why would we
That's like
have
Old
the
Testament.
same cuneiform here and on that
So
That's it.
barrel or
Cuneiform is a script, it's not necessarily a language.
yeah, I mean it's
Yes.
like you can write English or French in the
Or
same.
German. Or,
Yeah, yeah.
But what I heard him say,
Portrayed in hymns and myths as a god of war and pestilence.
pestilence is what was being.
right?
Well,
I
I guess
know I
that
don't
is
like it.
appropriate, considering it was a disease.
So yes, there was a whole lot of force applied to this altar that still, well, the last altar, it took godlike to destroy,
But you got godlike +1.
but there was a
Barrier.
barrier. There was a barrier that reduced it
By how much?
to.
God's barrier.
And it was not my intent to take out the.
Right.
You didn't know
So-
it was in there. You wanted to blow the whole
I-
thing in. You, wanted to
I
blow,
want-
you said you wanted to blow the whole pile.
Right,
in
The
there.
whole
was-
pile.
Well, that was part of the pile.
But in any case, okay.
Okay, Jack
So-
pulls out his gun and says, I just lost an opportunity to question this guy because of you.
I'm
Do that one
sorry.
more time, I'm shooting you. Just
Not in the
more.
knee, though. Oh.
I'll do it. Yeah, that's right, not in the knee, it'd be instant death.
So, Simon, please make a mysteries roll.
I bet somebody's going to be coming down the river soon.
Epic.
Okay. The altar is mystically active.
Oh, fun.
It has not been destroyed or rendered inert or whatever.
Yes, well, we certainly didn't want to see Alfred Nobel cursed.
Anyway, so I'm going to read a little bit more from Wikipedia. He has also been called the King of Sunset. Over time, Nurgle developed from a war god to a god of the underworld. I just wanted to read those bits as well. Apparently, he's in Warhammer 40,000, whatever.
How do you
Steve said
spell
last
He is
Nurgle?
the he's the
Nergal.
god of plague.
I thought
That's
so.
all.
Yeah.
He sucks, too.
Well,
Actually, they both stink.
well, yes, it still stinks in here
It
for
still
those of you
stinks.
who are not wearing gas masks
Yes.
or in an environment suit.
Nietzsche's really bad. And
So,
Yes, I
Um,
know.
yes.
yeah, they're all really bad.
Well, Nurgle is just really unpleasant. I mean, a god of pestilence and the underworld.
Right. Okay, shall we take down the net and
I'm not taking that neck down. That
I
neck
would
down.
say
that road
that-
shot. I can just stay there.
I would say we cut it away and let it drift down.
This would be setting on fire.
I was gonna
Okay.
well I was just gonna say, shall we make it possible so that the now actually a corpse is closer to the river and put a couple of copper pennies on him?
Sure.
Sure.
All right.
I will.
What are you doing with the netting?
I
Cut it
think
away?
just cutting it away from the pitons and
Alright.
but not attempting to collect it.
Okay, whatever knife you're using, you can throw that away.
Nah, you can clean it. You can clean bones
It's
like this
okay.
off
So
of
the
my
ropes
board.
are all covered in goo.
Yep.
If you cut the rope with a knife, there will be goo on your knife.
So let's lick it off.
No.
No.
Wow.
Don't touch the goo. Don't touch. You just look at that and you say, I never want to touch that.
So throw the
I
knife
don't
away.
have a knife on me.
I do, but I'm not using one of my knives.
I don't think I have a knife I'm willing to throw away, but let's look. You know what? I might try washing the blade in the river. You don't think that's a good idea?
I think it'd be a cursed blade.
It would be a very interesting experiment.
It would be a very interesting experiment. The problem is, can you come up with a method to wash the blade that does not involve getting any of the water on you?
Just hold the handle and dip it in.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Swish it around some, but careful not to splash myself with the water.
Then the water just pull you right in. And that'll be fine.
I am fairly sure that won't happen. If I feel any unexpected pulling sensations, I will let go of
Otherwise-
the knife.
If we need to, I can go back up, get some cheap tongs, and if needs, wire saw.
I've got, you know, I'm curious if I can wash off a knife as if this
Besides
were an
which,
I don't want to
fresh
ordinary-
spend a
air
lot of
wouldn't be
time
that
here. I
bad.
want to go and get the other two. Maybe they're aware of each other and they just noticed that two of them have gone kicked
So
the bucket.
how long does it take to walk to the, you know, slice the
Not
rope
very
free,
long.
walk to the river, dip the knife in the water?
the
and
longest
swirl it
part of that
around?
is you're going to have to cut a bunch of ropes. But
No one has started yet.
I believe he's saying he wishes to.
all right.
That's what he hasn't started yet.
So make some weapons rolls. This
Well,
is
they're
a
not
fairly
my-
low bar,
Yeah,
but
but fairly low bar.
Carry.
yeah, just
I'll work the other
do
side.
not roll -4.
Don't
Okay.
use the dynamo blade. Don't use the dynamo blade.
Bowie knife.
That would
That's
would be
mediocre.
mediocre.
That's your target. So
okay.
-3 or -4 for you is
Would
going to
be-
be. Oh my goodness! I've slipped.
So that's superb.
You're working faster than I am. I'm sure that one is
Your
very
target is
fair,
mediocre.
so-
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you roll below mediocre on weapons?
No.
Okay.
Why bother?
Not unless you use a fake point.
Not unless I throw a fate point at it. I don't
All right.
think I'm going to do that.
What are you going to keep that knife for later, or try to wash it off in the river, or
I dump it.
I think I'll just leave it.
yeah? I mean, if it's just a normal knife, it's really not worth anything.
Right.
The only thing you might want to do with it is when you go to one of the other vampires, stick it in it and see what it does.
Yeah, but then he'd have to be carried.
Then I'd have to carry.
Carry a
Let's see.
Yeah.
poisoned weapon, effectively poisoned weapon.
You have to hold it in your hand the whole time. Hope it doesn't drip.
And having cut
Finger looking good.
the rope loose, I am
Jack
going to try
Colbus.
the experiment
Not
of
me.
sticking the knife blade in the sticks and just sort of
Okay,
swirling
make-
around.
A mysteries roll
Before
Since
you
I'm
do
right
that,
there,
Ryan,
No. specifically for Mr. Psychic here.
That would be legendary.
may I ask a question before you answer that mystery scroll?
Sure.
Has he got a ring on? One of the ones like you told Annie to wear?
Could you be more specific?
I
forget
think it
which.
was arcane.
I have
You've got one of each.
one of each.
I don't think he does at the moment.
Okay.
No, but probably not. 'cause,
I
both
thought it
of
was
the
an
weapons I have
interesting
handy
question to
are-
bring up
are
before
arcane.
resolving this.
But his weapon has
Arcane.
blessed
on it.
and or arcane on it.
That's not the knife I'm using.
Oh, that's not
It's
the knife
a
you're using.
general purpose utility knife, not the
All right,
okay.
meteoritic
As
iron
he's
that's
about to
blessed
stick
and
that
arcane.
weapon into the water, you get this feeling that something weird is about to happen. It's not necessarily bad, it's not necessarily good, but just something very weird.
Okay.
So you have time to shout as he's about to dip it in.
Edgy, be ready for weird.
Okay, I'm still
I
going
back
to
up.
test it.
Are you just
Yep,
sticking it
yep.
in or swishing it around?
I'm sticking it in and then swishing it around.
Okay.
Not splash it. Trying not to
Try
splash
not to
myself.
splash yourself. All right.
Yeah.
You pull it out, and it's like your knife now has a skin coating on it. Like,
Skin?
yes, it's like it's like your knife is embedded in. I mean, there's a looking at it, there must be like an eighth of an inch thick coating of skin on your knife.
That's utterly bizarre. I will bring it to. Well, firstly, can I detect any mystery thing about it with a roll of superb?
No.
No.
Okay. I will show it to Simon and say, well, you were right about the weird.
That's another legendary for looking at this and figuring out.
So it's giving off like really odd yeah, you even at that, it's like, what the hell is going on with this knife? It's got, I mean, it's like living skin now.
That's very strange.
Except it's not just skin. It's like there's something more to it than that.
We're losing time.
Oh, this is only taking moments. I know you want to rush off.
Angie, do you have a bunch of silk with you?
I've most of my handkerchiefs are just cotton, but I've got plenty of handkerchiefs. But let's
I have a bunch of silk with me.
Okay, is that what that fate point was?
Yes.
All right, well, write it down on your sheet.
Uh-huh.
I'm not using my silk scarf.
Okay.
I suggest wrapping it in this,
Okay.
and putting it very carefully somewhere. Anybody happen to have a box?
I
No?
Okay.
I might have a
Stick it
sample.
down the front of your pants.
Whoa, no, absolutely not.
I might have
That's where you
a
carry your gun.
sample. No, but I can
It's right through my
wrap
window
it in
glass, so
the
that way
silk
it's like one
Simon
big
gave
shot.
me, and then a couple ordinary handkerchiefs, and then put it in a pocket that's definitely not going to touch my skin. Or is definitely not going to touch my skin.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to take some time to look at that. When I can spend some time on it later
Yeah.
on.
This is.
All right,
This
not
is-
now.
Yeah, not now.
We're heading on.
Mm-hmm. We are. We are.
Mhm.
We are back
Heading
to
We
to
will
the
assume
north.
that if Charon shows up, that they will take the corpse.
Right.
And we don't.
We have
Actually
put
need
2
to
more
stick around.
fuse replacements on with it.
Yes, copper coins.
Never know when you have to bypass a fuse.
Mm-hmm. What's a little fire potential among friends?
Usually, if I'm doing something like that, fire is the least of the problems.
No, fire is a real problem.
Mhm.
No. For when Annie is doing something like that.
Yeah.
Steve has been on fire before. It was very unpleasant.
I am sorry to hear that. But
And I found out that second-degree burns really hurt.
yes,
Yes, they do.
Makes first-degree burns look like you're taking a vacation.
Okay.
Okay. As I'm willing to part with the Bowie knife, even though it is blessed.
Not anymore, is it?
Oh, so you saw what happened to my knife and decided that you're just going to leave.
I don't
yours.
really want whatever is
Yes, you probably saw his knife, and it's like, what the hell?
Yes. That is the
We're losing daylight.
yeah.
I thought,
we're underground. We've lost Dale.
I thought it was
But-
already past that anyways.
Yeah.
So
It's an expression.
we head off. You
Uh-huh.
leave your Bowie knife down here.
Yes.
You're not tossing it into the river then?
No.
Okay.
I'm just gonna hang it from one of the pitons.
All right.
Wow. I throw it back.
Yeah, the river might throw it back.
So we head out of this room. We go back up the shaft,
Mhm.
and back into the tunnels.
Search for the next location.
That's right.
Okay, is it going to be easier to get to the next location by going all the way out to the surface and or near surface, or how far out do we go before it's easy to get to before we think it's going to be easier to
Yeah,
get to
you'll
where
probably have to backtrack about half of the way that you came in.
Okay.
But then there's a fork back there that you
Okay.
can take.
Okay.
All right.
Pick up the fork. It might be useful later.
That's a very old
I
joke.
I've lost a fate point already. I'm not doing it again.
That was last
Not
session.
without a really
Yes,
good-
it resets after 80 seconds. So
Yeah.
so that's a
Was that Monty-
freebie.
Was that a Monty Python?
So
I think we've got Nita. Anyway.
Good thing we didn't tell much.
that was a gross sketch. Just disgusting. So, we go along, we go along, we go along. Now, these are not
Exact
they're not
locations.
on the maps. The
Right.
places that like the one that you just went down to find the shaft that isn't on any of the maps that you've seen. And the same for this one. Yeah, you run into an area where it's semi-collapsed, and you're going to have to crawl over some rubble for a while.
Definitely gonna want to
There's a
shower
bullet
after
that was on my
this.
face. Maybe this will just go pro. All right. And then, the map sort of ended where that rubble pile was. You're into more of the mine area,
Okay.
and there's a steep downward trend to this particular corridor. You're going on, you're going on, and you're going on, and
Should I lead since this is something where it could suddenly get much steeper?
well, you do have human spiders, so.
Right. That's why she's volunteering to do it. Fine by me.
Okay.
Fine by me.
Sounds like a
I mean,
good
it's
precaution.
steep. You don't want to like trip and fall because you'll just start rolling.
Yep.
That level of steep, but it's not like
But-
impossible. I mean, you're not making constant athletics rolls.
Correct.
Um,
However, if it suddenly gave way out under something,
Mhm.
I
Um,
have the best chance, most likely, of not falling.
so, make a mysteries roll. I said make a mysteries roll.
Well,
I know
I
that's
think
still
that may-
reasonably good.
actually, that does not make a mysteries roll because that's only fantastic.
Well, that's
Or no, only superb. Only superb.
only superb. Then no,
Yes.
you failed.
Oh god. What was it that? I think I'm going to use the spirit say.
Okay.
And I think I'll just take the +2 to get to epic.
All right. Good enough. Hey, you seem to be entering another area of power. Getting closer.
Okay.
So, I'm going to remind you that you're not hushed anymore.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Oops.
Things
getting
can happen.
Yeah, we're getting close.
What?
Do we?
Do we know she's not hushed?
Yes.
You.
I'm not going to count cutting a rope
Mhm.
as an attack, but I am going to count lighting dynamite as an attack.
Right.
If you know there's somebody that is going to get hit by that dynamite.
Yep. Which I considered perfectly fair. I never complained about that. But yes, Jack,
I'll
can
call
we
it. We're getting close. So no, should we hush her? Should we hush her, please?
We want the element of surprise.
We do want the element. You do want the element of surprise, don't you?
Yeah, but I'm thinking that I'm thinking of the tethered goat here.
Well, I can't see you guys following me, so because I'm not part of the hush.
Well, that sucks. Inspiring.
That's still very good. Thank you, Jack.
All right. So, once again, everybody make an alertness roll.
I got good.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Hey, my
Good
base
alertness is
alertness is average.
Fantastic.
well,
Fantastic.
everybody with actually, yeah, great or above, here's off in the far distance the sound of rushing water again. As you get closer, good is going to be good enough, but you're at still a fairly
There's a lot of rushing water down in these areas.
That's not a coincidence.
Yeah.
So, you're pretty sure you're within a couple of zones now of an exit into a larger space.
Okay.
Doing any prep work or?
I think I'll get
I
my
would-
staff out.
Okay.
It doesn't stink?
It does not.
Oh,
Okay.
well, I
Then
think
I
so.
won't bother
Like
with
on
the
last
gas
one.
mask. I assume that once we were out of the basic area,
Yeah,
I
that's
would have
fine.
taken it off.
Yeah, I mean, once
'cause-
you shot all that goo out of the room, it didn't. It
Well,
smelled really bad still, but it didn't smell quite as bad.
But yeah, once we got
Once you got back up the shaft,
once we got back up the shaft,
it's
That's
like,
when
it
I
doesn't matter
figured I would
anymore.
have taken it off.
Okay.
Which is
Okay, so you're exiting this long, steep tunnel into a room. The tunnel itself was maybe 8 feet wide, 8 feet high. The room you're exiting into is probably about I don't know, 70 feet. Semicircular, part, maybe it's yeah, it's kind of circular, but rough. Sitting on the other side of the room is a raised dais area. Sitting on the dais is not an altar, but a throne. In front of the throne are, well, I mean, they're skeletal remains, but they have swords
I think
Ah.
this
There's
is
like
your
4 of them.
area.
And on the throne, there is sitting, sort of sleeping, a woman.
I believe this is your area, Simon.
You're pretty sure the rushing water is on the other side of the throne. Like you're not. I mean, the throne is very large, and it's probably blocking whatever the archway to the
Water.
watery area.
As we enter, is there any script above the arch or anything like that?
Not the one you're coming in. No, there's
Okay.
there are there's runes all over the throne. Futhark, is that how it's pronounced?
That's
Okay.
the usual, yeah.
Probably a bit distant for us to be reading.
Yeah, you're not gonna read it from the 60 feet away that you are right now.
However, if I try and get a sense, given what I can see of the runes and what I kind of know about life in general, am I looking at a throne to hell?
Yeah,
Okay.
with one L.
Yes.
Yeah.
He
At least it's
handed
on the
me some
highway.
binoculars, so I don't know if they'll work with infravision and darkness.
This sure. Well, let's see. Yeah, sure. They
Sure.
will. The binoculars will work, but they're not giving you a. I mean, infravision is not giving you a very
Very
good read on the runes. You can see that there are runes, but you really
also
can't.
read all,
Yeah.
and you have ultraviolet, I believe, on your
Mhm.
that's
Mine are ultraviolet.
Yeah, the runes are just way too blurry in
Yeah.
infrared.
So
How are they in ultraviolet?
Do you have? Okay, so you at least have a.
They have illuminators too. They're
They
all
have
the same.
illuminators too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, it's you would be able to read the runes in ultraviolet. Definitely dedicated to the goddess Hel.
Mhm.
It's a throne dedicated to Hel.
so Norse.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
One of Loki's kids.
One of the ones that actually looks not a monster.
Yes.
Most of them are monsters.
She's not a
Yeah.
ravening wolf or an enormous serpent or.
No, it's just half of her. Just half of her face looks like a skull.
Yeah.
So not exactly.
No, the cloak cover hides that though.
Yes.
So,
she wants it to.
yes, as I said, you're about 60 feet away from her after entering this cavern.
Yeah, great. It's a throne to hell.
The guys
Anybody-
now.
Yep.
Goddess, yes. The
Mhm.
one L hell.
Well,
Yes.
okay.
Care to make any bets on whether or not those skeletons will stand up?
Oh,
They actually are in a standing position.
Oh, okay. They're already
Already.
standing.
They're already standing.
Okay.
Wow.
Anybody care to make any bets on them animating?
Yeah, they're not moving right now.
Yeah, right now. That's the operative
I
word.
don't see any motors on them or anything like
Yeah, I
that.
know. Whatever it was that would be animating them would be mine, not yours.
And yes, each of them has like a short sword
So,
in hand.
the woman sitting on this throne. Now, she got her arms in the armrest. Is she sitting like this?
She's got her arms on the armrests.
And
And
she
she's-
appears to be
She's sort of
sleeping,
like
dozing.
dozing.
Okay.
Okay, so the throne is not quite as big as I got the impression from your original description.
And it's only
It's-
20 feet wide.
It is at least 8 feet wide.
So she's probably not got. She
Oh, she has
might
arm
have
and
one
armrest.
arm on.
No. I mean the armrests they come in,
Oh, okay.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
so
but the
those
whole
are-
width of the throne is just
Okay.
big.
Okay.
I mean, wider than this.
Okay.
So, my plan is to get my net and teleport above her and drop the net on her, and then secure her.
Might well work.
I was going to get into better position with
Then
one
destroy that throne.
with one of the
No,
skeletons.
have Annie destroy the throne. If she has no compulsion about doing so.
He probably won't wouldn't feel any need to do so
No.
either if we.
Anyway, so you're gonna teleport in. To right where she is.
Do a maneuver.
Now, yeah, the arms of the throne are like that wide, so you can just get right on one of the arms of the throne, and drop the net arm.
I just rather hit her from above.
Okay.
I think they have gravity here.
No, he's gonna get on the back of
Oh, on
the back of the throne.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm going to stand here, drop it on her.
Okay.
And yes, gravity will have an effect
Yeah.
that I'm counting on.
We should be prepared for you being correct about the skeleton.
Yes.
So the instant I leave, though, you guys are going to be visible.
Yeah, and I.
fine.
Oh, and you're in the room, so
Yeah. So do we want to be standing right in front of the skeletons so that we can whack at them right away, or do we want to have them have to move towards us?
well, to be right in front of the skeletons, you'd have to get up on the dais.
that a bad
yeah, I don't think I want to do that.
So
Let them come to us.
I'll,
Okay.
yeah,
Here.
I'll let
Okay.
the
I'll
skeletons
tell you what.
make the first move if they're
Here.
gonna move.
I'll do this. I will grab my bag of ball bearings and I will
Ah,
throw it in front of you guys.
see if that'll
This
see if
is
that'll
a
work
this is
on
a
skeletons.
maneuver, not an attack,
Uh-huh.
and they're not getting to the dais. This is just me trying to screw things up for everyone.
For everyone. All right.
Making slippery ground for the these skeletons to attack to
Yes.
go across to get to us.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So all you gotta do is stand your ground and wait for them to come to you.
Right.
Well,
Worth
I'm
trying.
getting up my net. I'm getting ready to do, and then boop, I am now on top of the throne. I want to see if someone actually notices me.
Is alertness for initiative?
Well, yeah, but he hasn't actually declared that we're doing it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, the moment he's on the throne, we're doing initiative.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Because I am stealth.
Yes, you're also on a very special throne.
Okay, just pointing
And
out.
it's alertness. Okay.
Average.
I think I'm going first. Godlike.
And it hit me.
Great.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, we're tied.
I don't remember what the tiebreaker is.
Alertness.
Yeah.
Oh, one of you has
Your
a
base
higher
alertness.
Base alertness.
Oh,
Is it natural base alertness, or is it the alertness that you're basing your alertness off of? In other words, if you
I would go
have
with the-
alertness as mysteries, and so your alertness is based superb.
wait a minute. It is awe-inspiring. No, you're first.
Okay.
I would
Actually,
base
you're
it on-
second.
I'm second? Oh, okay.
Bad guys are first.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay, I'm 2, 3. 3.
Hungry.
4, 5, 6. I assume the bad guys are all counting as one. As
Yeah, they're grouped.
okay.
Okay.
This is your opportunity to say no. I go first.
Yes, you could.
When necessary, I will.
Okay.
All right. So you teleported and immediately dropped the net.
Mm-hmm.
You're not like waiting for your initiative or
Mhm.
anything weird like that. All right. So you dropped a net.
Mm-hmm. Which causes no stress because it's a maneuver.
Yes, that is correct.
Messes up her hair. Just totally stresses her out.
So anybody who has mysteries above mediocre, make a mysteries roll.
You really didn't mean make, right?
Leaves us out.
I like how he looks at me as he says it, though.
Unless I throw a fate point at it, that would be a fair mysteries roll.
Don't bother. You'll get the green, it won't do any good.
I think I know a secret would be good for that one. Epic.
I'm using the fate point to get up to epic.
Okay.
because
You're right there.
a superb is probably not good enough.
Yeah.
So, fantastic. I'm just going to say this first. I know nobody got fantastic. Fantastic would give you, whoever that is has just been possessed. Epic gives you
By
pain
hell.
by hell.
What?
She's just been possessed by hell. So she's like channeling hell right now.
Channeling the goddess.
Yes.
This is not a good thing.
Probably not.
Which is why she actually got such a good
Right.
alertness roll.
Ah, pity. I wish I knew where that was. Let's find out sometime.
So
I'm
the skeletons notice you guys who are not Jack
Yeah.
and move to well, the dais is about 20 feet wide itself, so they move to about within 4 feet of the edge of the dais.
And take up
And
guard
And they're,
positions.
yeah, they're taking up guard positions. They're
Okay.
expecting you to rush
The
towards
dais.
the throne, rush the dais.
Yeah,
you know,
like-
saying skeletons expect is a little bit much for them, but
Right.
But
That-
that's
that's their
what
position.
they're acting like.
right.
so they moved a zone.
Right.
They're not familiar with guns.
I'm not certain guns are going to do much to them.
Well,
They will in this game because it's Heroes of the Century.
yeah, I mean they will have
I'm thinking
an aspect that they can apply to reduce, but
Yeah.
these guys don't look like they have a lot of boxes.
Right.
I mean,
There's
they're skeletons.
I'm not. I screwed up on one of the things that the lady told me to do.
What's that?
Consult the spirit eternal before going up against a god.
Ah.
All right.
You can still do it. They're not charging you.
Yeah, they're not charging you. You could spend time, but you don't. I mean, if you could figure out what that means.
Yeah, that's the other problem. I haven't quite figured out what it means yet.
So,
Well, when you ask the second question, can you send a manual?
Can you send me the longer version of that?
so you know
Send me the
that this person is now channeling hell.
Mm-hmm.
So you react accordingly. All right. She is taking a punch at you. You're not that far above her. She can stand and
She's
punch you.
impeded by my net.
Yes, she is, as a matter of fact. So she's making a fists attack. What defense are you using? I mean,
I'm just dodging.
okay, yeah. You could do fists or dodge, but yeah.
I'd like +1.
Okay. As a matter of fact, you just got spin. Yeah, I didn't roll very well, and I'm impeded by your net. So there you go.
Oh,
That was not you. That was
That
me.
was-
Twos. So they're not rushing out into the
Right.
ball bearings or whatever. They're expecting you to advance because there's a combat over there, obviously, or you want to destroy that altar, maybe. I mean that throne, maybe. But also they do actually do a little better on the dais than on
Right.
the dais. So.
I'm going to try and examine the skeletons mystically to see what sort of advantages and strengths and weaknesses they have.
Okay, make a roll.
Well, okay, that's better than a bunch of my rolls have been tonight, but I really want to know. Will give me awe-inspiring.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Require arcane to damage. Anything other than like a blunt swinging weapon has a -2 to damage. So like swords, guns, things like that have a -2 to damage, but they don't have to be arcane to start with. So. You're estimating them at 3 boxes each. So they're really not tough. Oh, and they do get an attack bonus of +2 when they're on the dice. Hey, the twins won.
Hooray!
Yay.
Who are they fighting?
Okay.
They were playing the Washington Nationals.
Okay.
So I'm not going to be able to do anything with that information until next turn.
But it's
can't
really
tell.
useful
It's
information.
going to be really useful information to pass along as soon as I can.
All right, so that was 2s, 3s.
So this fist covering of the net went up towards me, and I just moved out of the way.
Yep, you dodge.
So I'm going to basically rush up against it and then teleport us off the dais.
Okay,
I'm not causing stress. It's a maneuver.
right.
So you're
So you have
grabbing
to
the
grab
net,
her
then you're
first.
Okay, right.
Which would
Grabbing-
be a
grabbing-
fist maneuver.
Right. Grabbing the hand that tried to
Looks
punch.
like a good start on that.
Yeah, it's only a +4.
Whoa!
I couldn't read one of the dice. I only saw the +3. So.
Yeah, this is pretty important.
Yeah.
And you are going up against a
Always,
A Norse deity.
always bad on Jack.
The Norse were big into fist fights.
And
You don't think you beat me.
lots and lots.
I'm
I'm
+3.
What?
I'd like +3.
You're right. I did not beat you.
And I forgot to spin, so I'll have to remember the next time.
So you have grabbed me, and then you teleport.
So we're off the dais, and we're actually, we can get a bad picture here. I got some napkins.
I have paper. We don't need to use napkins.
That'd be toilet paper. So, how much space is there between
All right.
the group and the dais where the rats are? I mean, the skeletons.
Skeletons.
Skeletons are personally, so.
Wonder what's going to happen when she is off the dais.
They're gonna rush.
Like, possibly.
Possibly, or are they defending her or the throne?
She's the goddess.
They're probably defending her at
Probably.
this point.
And I'm actually gonna teleport behind you guys, so you guys are between the skeletons and her.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Ah,
Well, I don't want people to get bored, so I'm gonna give you something to do. You want to trade places and fight a goddess?
No, that's all right.
we'll let the combat monster fight the goddess.
I'm fairly certain I could not have grabbed her.
I rolled really bad.
I rolled really
And
well.
I don't, weirdly enough, I'm not giving the goddess fate points.
Okay.
If you were actually fighting the goddess directly, I probably would.
But since she is operating
we're-
through an avatar,
Yeah. So
That
she gets
means-
really good rolls, but she doesn't get re-rolls. And I rolled badly.
The avatar doesn't have so since she's
So this is this is where you entered.
uh-huh.
This is the room, which, as I said, was about 75 feet
70
across.
feet across.
70 feet across. This is the dais, which is about 20 feet across. And this is the throne,
Approximately 8 feet wide.
approximately 8 feet wide. Now, the
There will be a quiz on this later.
Actually, I
You're
think
not
there's
giving
sort
him
of a
the same
quiz
shit
on
you
it
need.
right
Yeah.
now.
What
So,
scale is it?
I put yeah, there's no actual scale. So I put like there's
Marbles.
the four skeletons are at the front of the dais here.
Uh-huh.
You guys entered the room. And there's ball bearings all over the floor right here. So I'm assuming you didn't go much further past the entrance. So the little circles are you guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where did you want to go in this?
I'll go to their right.
So to their right, which would be here.
Stay left.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
and I assume you didn't teleport into where you dropped all of the ball bearings.
Absolutely not.
That you didn't want to give yourself. An
Well, I
extra-
should buy my own time.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Caught my own trap.
let's see, that's 20. That's so the skeletons are like what 40 to 50 feet away from you guys,
Right.
Something like that.
and about 4 feet back of the edge of the dais, as I said.
Sorry,
So
hold on.
that was you,
Yep.
and hopefully we kind of have an idea of where everybody is.
Yep. Four.
4.
Holding.
All right. 5.
Step to the front of the group, so if the skeletons charge, they would charge me and go on full defense.
Okie dokie, you're taking a step forward, not even a full zone.
Not
move.
even a full zone.
Just a step. You are now like right at the edge of the ball bearings.
barnacles? Okay,
If you take another step, you're going to be stepping into the ball bearings and have
that's fine.
an
You've
aspect.
made it clear.
All right. Sixes.
Um,
I've only been waiting for nearly 10 years to use these, so no.
You've used them before.
Once I think maybe you're right.
Yeah.
I will do the I'm going to go for the same sort of a approach as Annie is doing. I have an arcane parrying weapon which should work. Arcane blunt instrument.
So
which should work
Simon
well.
has not told anybody what he found out
okay.
yet.
Yes.
Okay.
We do not know that yet.
But
I'm
Annie
playing
only
a
has the one staff and happens to be wearing a ring.
I'm playing. I'm playing a hunch.
Okay.
I'm thinking that the weapon I've got will probably work well against. these
Okay.
guys.
Since the sixes have gone.
Yep.
I'm done.
Yeah. You waited till after the end. So
So,
we're back to the beginning.
all right.
Skeletons and Avatar.
Yeah.
Well, she's off the dais, so I had anything to do with it. Breaking it.
Yeah. So, yeah, she is no longer channeling hell. Now that she is off the dais,
Okay.
she's just a vampire. I
Vampire
don't
guy.
think I don't think she re-rolls her. I mean, she's. Yeah.
I'm perfectly happy to have her no. I'm
Yeah.
perfectly happy to not have to re-roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna say she stays at 1. You're still holding her, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's contest of strengths. You win. I rolled great. I don't think you can roll.
Well, I could actually.
Oh, okay. Well, that's right. She's a living thing, so you don't get some of your bonuses.
But when I roll a
Plus anything.
and add the spin, the awe-inspiring,
Okay. Well,
and
Yeah.
more spin.
all right. So you succeed. She fails. 2s.
Well, what about do the skeletons do
The
anything?
skeletons just stand there.
Okay.
Ah.
Twos. They have a significant defense against non-blunt, takes arcane, and they're better on the dais.
Okay, that's your whole
That's my whole action.
action. That's enough speaking that's your whole action.
Okay.
Yep.
Hello there. What are you doing?
So that was
Blunt instruments are
I don't know,
better.
it's cool.
Need
Yeah.
arcane, blunt instruments are better.
Yeah.
Would be more concise.
also
Hello.
stronger on the
Yeah.
dice.
So
Yeah. What are you doing? Huh? You want to play too? You're black. That's good. You're actually wearing black.
So,
three.
Hello,
Jack.
Shuma. Oh,
It's
sorry, I
Jack's
didn't notice
turn.
you right away.
It is.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm not on a dais or anything, am I?
No.
Nope.
No.
Am I near a wall?
Not
You're
far.
maybe 5 feet away from a wall.
That's within the same zone.
Shuma wants to know how everyone is doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott is not doing that great. Shuma kind of knows your pain. She had hernia surgery not that long ago.
Okay.
Yeah, there's room for improvement.
So what's Jack?
yeah, what is
what
Jack
are you
doing?
doing?
Jack is going to kick the wall with all his might, so he can start using his intimidation.
damage.
Okay, well that would
damage-
be a fists attack, even though it's your foot.
That's not wrestling.
Well, it's wrestling for me. It's might for me. because
Right.
it's not-
It's might for him because it's wrestling.
Yes.
Because he has wrestling, yes.
Godlike +3.
Okie dokie.
There's a hole in the wall.
Replace your
No, there's a giant chunk that was just taken out of it,
Okay.
pulverized to dust. Unless he was angling it towards that
Well, I
steel
was thinking.
corridor.
No.
Well, okay. I was thinking of there's a big hole. There's a big hole where there used to be some wall.
Yeah, there's a big
There's
dent.
a big
Yes.
dent.
Okay.
4s, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 4. I'm just gonna change weapons and wait. They're not
Okay.
attacking.
You are correct.
I'm not going to waste time attacking, especially when I'm going to be crossing the treacherous ground.
You
So-
can go around that.
I
if you
can
want
go
to.
around it, but,
It's not covering the entire floor.
I didn't
but
have.
this is not an experience points game, so I'm not going after the skeletons.
Okay. Fine. 5s.
Do we think that there's any reason? Do we have any reason to think we have to destroy the skeletons if they're not coming to us?
If they're not moving,
No.
No.
I guess I will stay in full defense because there's still her.
Mm-hmm.
At present, I'm echoing Annie.
Okay.
Are you also on full defense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Back around to the top.
Might as well.
Okie dokie. So, she shrieks and cowers because
Successful
godlike +3
intimidation.
intimidation.
you've just turned her mind to jello.
Yeah, she all of her composure boxes are gone now. I mean, let's see now. Yeah, by 9. So she didn't roll that well on her
So the
resolve.
combination of being disconnected from the goddess and seeing that just was too much for her.
Absolutely.
So she's taken out In terms of composure?
You would guess so, yes, unless she's really good at deceit.
Okay, well, if she's taken out, then I get to choose what the effects are.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I know how to take her out.
Yes.
I want to take her out that she's so scared that she'll answer any question I ask.
Well, I mean, only the ones that she can answer,
Right.
obviously. She's not going to become omniscient just because you punched a wall.
Now, it goes without saying.
You might be surprised when it dredges up out of a person's mind.
Anyway, so
Are we out of combat at this point?
we are out of combat at this point unless somebody goes towards the dais.
Yep, I don't.
Because she's not she's not going to be attacking you, and unless you move on to the dais, the skeletons
Skeletons
aren't
are
going to
not-
attack you either.
That's fine. They are welcome to defend the dais if that's what they're there for.
And we didn't piss off another god.
That we're aware of.
That we know
Exactly what Hell's opinion is of.
Okay, this particular maneuver did not piss off a god, as far as we can tell.
He has not apparently picked up another curse.
That's right. The level of piss offedness is not cursing someone level.
First, I am.
She's probably somewhat miffed.
I would
Maybe
go with
even
just
rising to the
mild-
level of irked.
mildly annoyed.
All right, well, ask away.
There are only 4 of you.
Or
Well, you seem to think you're a vampire.
I am a vampire.
And you
I've read the book. I know.
and you were created by Dr. Denoy.
No.
I was a tourist on a tour of the catacombs. Oh, this is in French, by the way.
No French.
I was touring the catacombs and I went unconscious. I don't remember anything after that until it must have been a few days later. When I woke up, I was a vampire. So I don't know who turned me.
Well, that's and
It
how
was
many?
strange though because I didn't actually have the puncture marks that I would have thought I would have, but I could tell I was
It's a
changed.
virus.
What?
It's a virus.
No, the vampirism is not a virus.
What you have is a virus.
I'm a vampire.
And how many people have you killed to get blood?
I killed those 4. And she's pointing at the skeletons.
Oh,
But mostly I've been feeding and not killing.
Isn't that a bad thing? That
and
transmits it.
okay, it means you're gonna have to wipe out the skeletons. Crap.
Well, I mean, it's odd though. I killed them, but then it's like their flesh melted away and they stood up again. And there had been these 4 swords that were just laying on the dais before. They picked them up, and well, I mean,
They
you see
protect
what
the
they
dais.
I mean, they started moving around. It was very odd. So, and gosh, I'm trying to count in my mind. I'm sorry. I've killed at least 4 others, but their bodies were taken away.
Taken away how?
There's an archway back behind the throne.
That goes to a river.
Well, yes.
Okay. So we don't.
Taken away by this guy in a riverboat.
was taken away by a boat.
Okay.
So, so you,
I mean, it was weird. It was like the boat came up on shore, and then the bodies sort of just floated into the boat. I don't understand what happened. But
so didn't you?
That is Simon's reaction.
Didn't you and two others visit a place down below that had a big dais and a big altar dedicated to Pluto at one point?
Yes, we had sort of a convocation. We were all part of this same tourist group, and we kind of all woke up together. But it was like we were drawn to certain places. And then at one point we had a meeting.
Okay,
How'd you
then-
get there?
You know, it's weird, but I sort of stepped into the river. We've been having these weird compulsions. Let me just say that. And I stepped into
doesn't
the
surprise
river, and when I stepped out again, I was where I had wanted to go. By the way, the river is very, very cold. It's unbelievably cold. You do not want to wade into that river unless you have to,
I could believe
or
that.
are compelled to.
Okay, I found what I was looking for finally.
Yeah, the
So-
river is very strange.
Yeah, no.
Not just with a boat that just lands and bodies float into the boat and then the boat just whisks itself away.
Yeah,
There's
well,
other things that are very weird about the river.
Yeah.
Also, like the coldness, you would not believe. It's like colder than water should be.
you know what that name of that water is, don't you?
Hmm?
You know what the name of that water is, don't you? That river?
I assume it's some underground Parisian river.
It's the
Is
Styx.
it a branch of the Seine?
It's a branch of the Styx.
How good her.
Well, she rolled a +4 on her academics roll.
No, that's not a Parisian river. That's a river that
Romans and Greeks.
yeah. I mean, it would nowhere near here.
Mythology.
You're telling the gods that they can't maneuver things around a little bit.
So you said you were part of a tourist group.
Yes.
Do you know who the others were?
It was the three that you.
Got turned?
It was the three that went. You visited the the altar of Pluto, right?
Yeah, I mean, the four of us had a meeting in a particular very large cavern.
Yeah.
And one, it looks like you've been seeking out places of power.
I was wandering and was drawn here. I wasn't seeking it in particular. It was like something drew me here.
So we got Nurgle, we got Hell, and we got Pluto.
Damn,
I wonder what-
we haven't.
I wonder who the fourth god is going to be.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so I've heard of Hell before.
Mm-hmm.
I really hadn't heard of Nurgle before.
I think they're making
And I have
that
heard
one
of Pluto before.
That's not the Aztec god.
But there's the other god I have never heard of before. And I haven't been in that cavern, the fourth one, but it sounds horrible. Like the Nurgle one I heard about, and but this one is even worse. The god's name, he said it once, was Abhoth. Abhoth.
Okay, it's not Sutek. Hey.
That's actually a good academic.
Great academics roll for me. So
Be a fair academics for me.
Do I get to do aided by mysteries?
Yes.
Then I get a superb.
minds that mine also is superb. No, sorry, can't. It would still be great because my
Okay.
base mysteries is great. I don't think I can go up higher than.
No, if your mysteries is higher than your academics, and you're rolling academics, you get a +1.
Okay, well then mine's superb also.
So those of you who have rolled superb know that Abaoth is a god of the Cthulhu mythos.
Oh,
Abaoth, the source of uncleanliness. It is a horrid, dark gray protean mass and is said to be the ultimate source of all miscreation and abomination. Obscene monsters constantly form in Abaoth's gray mass and crawl away from their parent.
That's someone
Abaoth
you
is one of
want.
the ancient ones in the board game, Arkham Horror. Well, that's not important.
Yeah, not somebody you want to invite to tea.
It really is not. It's like, Nurgle times 2. Just
It's better than Nurgle squared.
That's true.
still,
Yeah.
it's.
But here's the thing: is okay. I know what. That's very helpful information, but you don't know who made you into a vampire. Which is kind of scary. When did this occur?
What?
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't understand you because you were yawning.
Yawning.
Please say it again.
You don't speak yawn, okay?
I do not.
Okay. You don't know how you became a vampire.
I
but,
do not.
but can you tell me the date on which you were taking the tour and things
I
changed?
was.
Okay. Kevin doesn't know, but it would have been 2 days before you guys
Arrived.
arrived.
2 days.
Arrived
Well,
the
okay,
first
before you
time.
actually attacked Denoise in the capital.
Okay, so 2 days. So 2 days before we showed up for the zombie episode.
Yes.
Okay.
Last year.
Yeah, what
Well-
Because it's January
That's February 1st.
or February.
Yeah, so it was last year.
Yeah, it was 2023.
I can't remember if that was before or after you. Were
Just before me.
Just before you. Okay.
You had just come into New York to find his lab after having been in France.
Okay, so that's going to be in that other thing, and I'm not reaching that other thing today. Thank you.
So, a while ago.
And there haven't been any more of you since.
Would have been June of 23, so
Yeah.
something just before that.
Yeah, I show that.
Sometime in May sounds right, although I wouldn't.
Yeah.
May 1920. Yeah. Well, I would. Or
Approximately 8 months ago.
Yeah.
So for the past 8 months, you've been drawn to these crazy places of power.
Mm-hmm.
You've been feeding on humans. You didn't make any.
Occasionally, yeah, we would foray out and well, I would. I haven't been keeping track of what the others have been doing, but I would foray out, capture a human, bring them back here and feed, or a few times I would feed on them out there and just they'd get away. So I wouldn't feed until I was sated, and they wouldn't be dead. They just escape.
Okay.
That's happened a few times. Mostly, I mean, and the thing is, I haven't been actually getting very hungry very often. Sitting on the throne seems to, I don't know,
Sustain you.
sustain me. Yes.
Just out of curiosity, did the 4 skeletons? Did you have 4 dead bodies and then they all turned into skeletons, or was it one at a time?
One at a time.
Okay. Thank you.
They stopped turning into skeletons after the fourth one.
Right. After you ran out of swords.
Yeah, after I ran out of swords. Well, I mean, they weren't my swords, but yes. After there weren't any more unclaimed swords.
Right.
I don't know what happened to try to take one of those swords.
I don't want to touch them.
Sword made by a goddess? Sounds like it'd be useful.
Yeah, but what if it's
hell?
Well, sounds like it'd be useful.
It
Um,
could be.
yeah, but
I
what
can't
if
tell you anything about the swords other than they're swords and they were here when I got here.
I just wonder if they have the same attribute on a living person as they do on a dead person.
Yeah, I really don't like the weight loss program.
Yeah.
Maybe we
Well, they
can-
turned into skeletons before they picked up the swords. It
It's
wasn't
nothing
that
to do with
they,
sword.
as dead bodies, picked up the swords and then turned into skeletons. It was I killed them while I was on the dais. Suddenly, their flesh turned to liquid and drained away, and then they would go. You know, if there was
Pick
a
up
sword
the sword.
left, they'd pick up the sword.
That's a-
And then after the fourth one of that happened, the body didn't liquefy. They just laid there, and I kind of pushed them out the back.
And that's when the
Then
boat
suddenly
would
the
come.
boat would show up.
See,
It's
'cause
sort of,
if
I
it
don't
was,
know. I don't know what kind of boat it was. It was like a not a very, a skiff, something like that. Yeah, it was not a big boat.
so yeah, see, because if
Maybe
the
a
swords
rowboat
actually
size.
turn you into a skeleton, we should hand one to Karkin. Here, a present for you.
That would be
It's worth a lot of money.
wrong.
Morally, you have a point, but the idea is so tempting.
Yes.
However, since they don't seem to actually work that way,
Well,
Listen, I have a lot of guilt here
Which
because I
is
saved his life.
awfully
Okay. Boy, what was
So
that a
do you know
mistake?
who the other three tourists were? Well, give us a description.
definitely.
I can give you descriptions of them. Yeah. But we weren't friends or anything. We were just part of the same
You
tourist
just
group.
happened to be part of the same tourist group.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I haven't been asking for personal information. We did meet once to like compare notes and talk about what has been happening to us, but yeah. So
Well, here's the thing: is you're a vampire.
yes, I said that
You've been murdering innocent people, and
to survive.
yeah.
I'd starve to death if I hadn't been feeding off
you
people.
ever heard of a blood bank?
Yes, I don't think that would help.
The
but-
answer to that question actually is no.
Oh, okay.
Blood
Yeah.
banks didn't exist in 1924.
I don't think so.
Right, because transfusions were
Transfusions.
unreliable and blood typing was still being worked out.
No.
And storage of blood was,
Yes.
It was available in 1950.
in
Yeah.
1950. But
Okay.
in 1924, it was,
Are you sure? I
Anyway,
didn't figure it out by
it was
then.
primitive. I mean, the coagulation would happen even if the blood was chilled. So they didn't come up with the idea of putting anticoagulants in until the 1940s.
I mean, they had the blood taking figured out by then, didn't they?
Yeah,
Blood typing.
but the
was
storage
earlier,
was the problem. You had to use freshly drawn blood.
Okay.
Did they have the
Porn.
typing fully figured
Yeah.
out?
Well, it's-
Okay.
they had the basics, A, B, and O, which
Oh,
was
A, B,
originally A, B, and C.
Yeah. Yeah, it was until then there was AB and RX factor. That's what it actually is.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm the universal donor. So
She's been in this state
Oh, negative.
longer
Oh,
than they
negative,
can be
right.
cured.
well, you can't
First
screw
blood
you.
bank in 1950 in 19. No, it's not that far away. First blood bank was in 1932.
Okay, but still hasn't happened yet.
has not happened
It
yet.
hasn't happened yet.
Well, I'm really sorry, miss, but we're gonna have to kill you.
What? No, there's got to be a way to de-vampire me. I mean,
Yeah, there is. Rip your head off.
No,
Yeah, you don't have to.
please, no.
I successfully did it once, but he hadn't been in that state for very long. He didn't fully.
He hadn't fully gone over.
He hadn't killed somebody.
Yeah. So
Says the game master, not her.
I assumed that was
Yeah.
the game master filling in.
It's just like in Dresden Files. We're report infected. You don't go over, you don't lose control until you've bitten someone.
Okay.
So you're sort of like the Resident Files version of Angel.
Well.
So
I wish you'd just done it and not told me you were going to do it. That's cruel.
That's
I have
kind
to
of
agree that is very cool looking.
Well,
I
goodbye.
just can't think of any way to.
think of any advantage you can get from this person. I mean, obviously she got turned a long time ago before we wiped out all these underground layer.
could-
we want the best directions she can give to the place we haven't been
Were
to
you
yet, the
Christian,
Amhoff one.
Jewish? We could
Christian,
get you a
yes, I was
proper
Catholic.
burial.
That's
We could
that's
get
true.
your body a proper burial, and hopefully that would allow your soul to pass on.
I thought vampires didn't have souls.
There's
I'm
debate
not
on
really
that
well
point.
versed
We'll-
on such things.
might as well do what we can.
I guess it's a matter of, do you have hope still?
Not really.
Is there anyone you want us to contact so we can give them closure to your disappearance?
I have a sister.
Name and address.
Okay, she gives it to you.
Okay, well, I'll inform her that you are actually dead.
Both of my parents died in the war, and I'm unmarried and have no children. So
Yeah, that war was horrible. I was fighting it.
all right. Actually, could you push my body after you kill me? Push my body out the back door there, the back sort of archway.
To the
Sure.
river, yes,
Sure.
we can do that. We can do that.
Yeah, Karen would like another one, I think.
What does that do?
What does
I know I'm not going to understand it, but
Well, we give the 2 copper coins to pay the ferryman.
it's a tradition. I'm
It's a
not
tradition.
sure.
Okay.
Did she figure it out? Is there a look of surprise on her face?
She's resigned to death now.
No, she died months ago, so come on.
He doesn't.
From her
that
point of view,
way,
she didn't.
vampires.
She was still walking and talking.
Was
Not exactly
still
the same.
sentient.
Well, she wasn't like those guys. The skeletons.
And then we're gonna have the
Confused
other
him with
problem.
misplaced priorities, but yes.
Good news, Simon.
Yeah.
You have time to figure out what the lady meant.
Yes, this is true.
So does anyone else have any questions?
I can't think of anything
I can't
else.
think of anything else to do
Oh,
for her in
you
this
shouldn't.
state.
How have you visited this last vampire in his
No.
lair? No.
Just
no.
compared notes and found out what entity was.
No, but I think that if I were to walk out that back door into the river and will myself to go to there, I could do that.
Yeah, I bet you could. I bet I can't.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not dead. Okay, can you think of anything else to ask her?
Uh,
I'll probably think of a half dozen things
After
when it's too late.
but
No.
Okay,
you
I'm
can bump up if you want.
I want to step behind her and stealth myself.
Okay. Yes, I assume you broke stealth while we were having this conversation.
Yes.
Well, while you punched the wall and had the conversation,
Well,
not stealth.
Actually, I can punch the wall, but
Well, you could, but she wouldn't
It's
then know it
less
was you and
effective.
wouldn't have been
Yes.
intimidated by you.
so I got a oh, how bright is it here?
There is no light.
There's no light.
Okay, I got godlike +4 then.
So,
For my stealth.
Okay.
so you just kind of disappear again from anybody who can't get godlike stuff.
And I got a legendary to go really fast.
All
I
right.
tear it off.
You need to tear the head off
Mhm.
to make sure.
Yep.
I tried to step back before the blood.
All right.
There
Yes,
wouldn't
I don't
necessarily-
notice,
Not a lot of blood.
Yeah.
and my defense is poor enough that you just tear her head right off.
Okay, now then.
Didn't see it coming.
Well,
She
I
kind of
appreciate
did.
Well-
She knew what you were about to do.
Okay,
I hate vampires.
now that it's an ex-vampire, what about skeletons?
yeah. Do they? Are
They stay. They're still standing there.
Let's take care of her last wishes as
Yeah.
far as the body goes.
Right.
Mhm. Not for pennies.
I have a couple.
All right, and there, as with the last, there's a sort of area that juts out into the
Mhm.
river. It's just past the
Put
archway.
it there.
It's about a 4-foot wide archway this time. That's about 6 feet high, so like a doorway almost. But yeah, there's an area where you can put the body.
So you really want to smash these skeletons?
I see
I
no
don't see a
reason
value
to.
for doing it.
If we want to capture one of the swords to study, which might be a risky thing, then we need to smash at least one skeleton to get one. I don't know if we want to try that or not.
What happens when somebody else wanders into this chamber and
At
goes up onto the dais?
point,
Well, I'm still stealth.
Well, I mean, you had to go a long way off of the normal, and you had to go through. You had to like climb over a rubble pile, belly crawl along. This is not an easy place to get
Maybe
to.
we could just block it off.
Nah.
But yes, eventually, sometime in the next, say, 1,000 years, somebody might, some
Wandering.
explorer might,
There
urban spelunker or whatever.
are these
might
crazy
come down
people that like to actually explore places like this.
there. Yeah.
Okay.
If it weren't for some of the stuff that we've had to deal with, it wouldn't be that unpleasant.
Yeah.
So unless anyone can spot Jack, he's going to actually go around his ball bearings. He's going to
Okay.
go around. He's going to get up on the dais, and then he's going to step towards one of the skeletons from behind and hit it with his right hand, which has a certain ring on it.
Okay.
Yes, I heard Simon's shout.
All right.
Let's see if they can see me count.
So you
But
step.
right before I'm going to punch it, I went, wait a minute. I'm standing on a dais here.
Yeah. The moment you step on the dais, they sort of turn in your direction.
even if they can't see exactly where he
They don't
is,
have
they
to see.
sense
There's
something.
somebody else who can see.
Ah.
So now,
The skeletons moved.
so now I'm going to move off the dais
Okay.
and lead them.
They go back to their positions the moment you get off the dais.
Okay.
It's like they can't sense you when you're not on the dais.
So I go down. Okay, guys, I have a plan. I start sweeping up all my ball bearings.
Okay.
A little help, guys.
Sure.
Okay. That'll
I
take
help.
a while.
Okay, magnet. Pile up on my.
I was about to check if I had a magnet
Okay, put them all back in a bag. So now,
or a broom. I don't believe I have either.
now I'm going to carry them, and I'm going to step onto the dais, and I'm going to throw them out in front of me.
You just want me to
Okay.
stand up so that the others will
I'm on the
follow.
dais now.
All right. They're moving in your direction.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
All right. So this is combat. So we need to.
Do the
Everybody who's
awareness.
going to be involved in the combat should roll.
Might as well. Certainly don't want to assume I won't be needed. That would be a mediocre initiative roll.
Superb.
I'm gonna go first.
Mm-hmm. There. How badly would Hell have to roll to go other than first?
Well, I mean, she's
He's
a
a
god,
god.
and I rolled +3, so.
So I got epic.
Fantastic.
I mean, yes, if I had rolled -4, I would have gone after epic.
What did Edgy roll?
Mediocre.
I see. Same order.
All right.
Is he like taking a crap or what?
My base alertness
So,
is not that high. I need
What
to
part
think
of this
something
dais
around.
did you just step up on? Are they like the closest to the entrance that you came in?
Yes.
All right. So, 2 of them just need to step to attack.
On the ball bearings.
Yes. The other 2 are going to have to move a zone to get to you. I mean, it's not actually a full zone, but it's more than a step. So it's being counted as a zone. All right. So that's their base. How does that work? Because they're grouped.
Make
They
one
got-
attack at the bonus.
Yeah, I mean,
But that's how minions work as a group.
yeah, I know. So there are 4 of them.
So
Which
there's
is
0 plus 1.
a plus 1.
Unless,
But they all get there at the same time. 2 of them would have a -1, but you go at the highest.
I think you just
One.
use the highest
Yeah,
one.
you use the highest one.
And the other 2 are sort of flanking and
Yeah,
things to make,
yeah. All right.
give the bonus.
So that starts there. I get that bonus. I get that aspect minus. So I'm taking the ball bearings into account. Wow, that's bad. Superb.
well, I'm going to. So this thing's swinging a sword at me, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go and grab its wrist.
Okie dokie.
Right there, so it can't hit me with the sword.
That's a fist attack.
Wow, that was +4.
So that
Plus
is
4 comes out to be what?
Like +1.
yes, you have grabbed me
Mhm.
by a lot.
Now this is the defense. This is not a. I'm not attacking. My defense was to keep that thing from hitting me.
Oh, okay. Then you got spin. Who's?
I'm going to. Were we all up behind, just off the dais when Jack's?
No, we were still.
You had
over-
not moved. You were
Okay.
all back here.
Yep.
I'm going to move up towards the dais then.
Okay. Well, that's more than one zone, so we're going to call it 2 zones.
Okay.
So roll your athletics.
He's,
I'm assuming. Well, okay. If you can't roll less than fair, don't. But don't roll. Otherwise,
Yeah, my smallest roll is good.
then you have moved up to the dice.
Okay.
3s.
I now have one of these guys with a wrist. I'm going to pick him up in the air and swing him around my head and hit all the other 3, or at least 2.
Okay.
Get these skeletons with a skeleton. Okay.
Make your.
This.
Do you have anything as a weapon? You do have anything as a weapon. Therefore, the skeleton can be used as a weapon.
Correct. Okay, I have another godlike +1. Oh, godlike +2. Spin.
So, you hit one of, you're swinging around. One of them gets hit, the one in your hand falls to pieces, and the one that you just hit falls to pieces as well. So you really don't have any. I mean, you've got like a wrist bone in your hand right now. It's not usable as a weapon.
That makes skeletons like they used to.
You did 6 boxes of damage, so what do you expect?
Okay, I'm done.
Right, so there's 2 of them left.
3s?
Fours.
That's
Fours.
Fours.
I guess I will move up to the dais as well.
Okie dokie, can you roll less than fair on your athletics? If you can, then roll athletics.
I think you can.
I can roll less than fair. I have to get a minus, minus one, less than fair, -2.
All right, so you're rolling athletics.
But I only get a -1, so
You make it up to
I
the
make it up to
dais.
the dais.
I think
5.
move up to the dais
Lift your
as
card.
well.
Oh, yes.
And while I'm doing that, ask Simon, am I going to be able to affect them? I got
Way more than you
fantastic.
Yeah. You have overflow. You gracefully moved up to the dais.
It sort of floated right up.
Flip your card, and it's 6s.
Don't you
I-
have one of those rings?
Yes, but she never really.
Understands what the heck is
Right.
going on and stuff like that.
All that mumbo jumbo.
So
Why don't you hit with the hand with the ring with the arcane ring?
So I also will move up to the dais and be ready.
All right. I think
that
you can
makes-
roll less than fair on your
I
athletics.
definitely
Please make a
can.
roll.
Anything with minuses, less than fair, like
Like
that.
that.
for example.
So you moved
I
a zone.
I move a zone. I need
You were
to-
about halfway
You're
there.
just ambling up.
Yes.
I thought you moved 2 zones backwards.
No,
No.
that does not happen. Unless
I
you
did
want it to
roll
happen.
Terrible. I just rolled. Yo.
All right. So that's the end of the round. You start again.
So the 2
The
skeletons.
2
The
skeletons,
2 skeletons.
which I think now are which I think means that they now have no bonus.
No,
they still have
No, I think they still have
Still
plus
plus
Yeah,
Plus
plus
one.
+1.
Yep.
Okay.
The group bonus.
2 to 4.
Okay.
2 or 3 minions in the group receives a +1. If they're 4 to 6, the
They were supposed to
bonus
get
are
a plus
+2. Doesn't really matter, but okay. I mean, it matters a tiny bit. Oh my goodness. So
They might have hit.
yes, I just rolled very well. Tell me what you're doing as a defense and what you get. I'm telling you, I rolled very well.
I'm dodging. I'm gonna say can't hit a shadow. That would get me a godlike +1.
Okay, well, you didn't get spin, but you successfully dodged. And that was once.
2 Simon, I believe.
Oh, what the hell? Let's see what happens. Hand of the Foundry. Acid at one of them.
Okie dokie. What are the 3 things that you can throw out of that thing? It's ink, acid.
And holy water.
And holy water, yeah.
Okay.
That would be legendary.
Okay. One of them
Melts.
melts. Now they don't have a bonus.
I think you
That was
pulled out
2s,
yeah.
3.
Now.
All right. You
Now
have one
there are
opponent
no
left.
Well, I was gonna push one into the other.
Well,
to
that's not
cinch
going to
it
work
off.
anymore.
So I think I'll just hit him.
Okay. With your fist. Okay.
Mhm.
That's a blunt object.
We got like
Yeah, that didn't really matter. Yes, shatters to dust. I mean, that was way more than you needed, especially since I didn't roll a special one.
there are 4 swords lying on the
There
ground.
are 4 swords. Yes, none of the swords have been damaged.
Simon, you want to take a look?
Yes. I will.
I mean, the goddess might appreciate that we're using swords to kill people. No.
So I
Simon,
I-
make it a very long look.
What is my base time going to be for looking at for psychically examining these things?
For psychically examining a sword. I would
Yes.
say
And I'm stepping off the dice as fast as I can.
he's just looking at the sword.
I'm still stepping off the dice as fast as I can.
Go look at the writing on
I was
the throne
gonna
and
give
the
odds.
dais.
Okay, so you're going up onto the
Onto
dais.
the dais.
It ended too fast.
Because,
So Jack quickly steps off the dais. You
but
walk
I
up
can't
onto the
see
dais.
him anyways.
Yeah, that's true. Not unless he wants you to. Okay.
I'm kind of curious. I'm not going to touch anything. Well, okay, I'm technically
You're,
touching the
you're
dais.
reading the dais.
I'm reading the
Sit
dais.
on the throne. That'd be a cool one.
No, that wouldn't.
Take a load off your feet.
Make a resolve roll.
Okay.
I think the emphasis is
Make.
So not a -4. That is not a -4.
That is not a -4. Resolve. Huh?
I'm gonna guess you have it a good, but it might be fair.
Pardon me? That would be a great right now, and I'm thinking I want it to be a little higher.
I
I would recommend
So
that.
fantastic is what I'm going for. Just trying to figure out what aspect would be appropriate.
Simon's full of crap.
Something about curiosity as opposed to say violence.
Let's see the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, but hasn't been invented yet.
All right. So
I
I don't think it's
suppose
gonna
I could do. There are some things science shouldn't do.
Okay.
Since I'm getting the impression that this is not a science thing that is happening, and if I get any indication that it's bad mojo.
all right. So what is your final?
So,
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Oh, you're in a lot of trouble.
Fill your 3 box on your composure track.
Okay.
Like I said, you're in a lot of trouble.
Why do I need safety measures?
I did.
You're reading it out loud.
I didn't put. I got rid of that one. I decided
did?
that was too dangerous.
Oh.
That's no fun.
I believe I got rid of it.
Well, I don't have an updated sheet for you, unfortunately.
Well, then that's your fault.
Are you confused yet? Would still work for reading it aloud.
All right.
Uh,
Fine. We'll use that one then. This is a compel. You can reject the compel. But if you accept the compel, you get a fate point, and you're reading the stuff out loud. Because that actually makes it easier to read.
It's like reading Shakespeare.
This doesn't make sense. Why would it say blah blah blah?
Blah, 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 blah. So you're
So you're
accepting the compel.
Well, I'm
Here,
accepting
have
the
a nice
compel.
fate point. So Simon, you notice that she's reading the stuff out loud that's on
Oh.
the throne.
Coach Annie, shut up!
But you were focused on this
That's true.
sword.
That's true.
So you miss it?
And you really want to know about this sword.
Yeah, I
So
do.
you don't tell her to shut up.
I'll on faith that somebody else will remember what happened when somebody with a low resolve started reading out
On
loud.
a superb mysteries roll, do I get a feeling that this might be a bad idea?
Nope.
Oh well.
However, remember somebody else who was reading out loud at the wrong time?
That's the point. I might. I'm going to figure academic, so I might get this on just straight memory. Unfortunately, that is a fair academics
No.
role.
Don't remember
Occasion
Sil.
will not spring. Well, that particular occasion will not spring to mind.
So,
Okay.
while Annie is reading out loud the
Yep.
runes off of the throne, you, let's see, I said 15 seconds is your base time, so how long
Okay.
are you actually going to take?
Actually, you didn't. I was waiting
I
for you to
thought,
tell me.
okay, 15 seconds is the base time here,
Um,
just to commune with the swords, so to speak.
Oh. I'll do 4 minutes. So I get a +2 on top of it.
Right, good.
I know.
It'll be all
Which
over.
will put me at
Oh,
godlike.
this
Jack also has mysteries and may realize this is a bad thing.
Why doesn't Jack make an academics roll?
Okay, Jack made a great academics roll.
Sometimes reading out loud off of things like this is bad. Sometimes it's not.
I'm gonna go with bad.
Well,
Because he's kind of paranoid, yes.
Annie, stop reading. Something bad will probably happen.
sorry, you've been compelled to do this. Just being told not to do it is not going to be enough for you to not do it.
Okay.
Then I know what I need to do next.
So, wow, that's good for Annie. Make another resolve roll.
You know, it's right.
I'm going to re-roll that one. That one doesn't look good.
Looks fair.
It's actually less than that, I think. Resolve, yeah, it'd be fair. You're correct. But yeah, that's not enough.
it rarely is in this game.
When you're starting out, fair can overcome some of the goons, the mooks, and
Mhm.
So
such.
I guess
But right now we're we're fairly far into the campaign.
Yes.
Fair is just not what you want.
No,
Not when you're dealing with.
not when you're dealing with a day.
I
Yeah.
think, are you confused yet for the re-roll? Not really understanding what's happening.
Well, Annie would say that she's being psychically attacked.
No.
Probably she wouldn't say that.
No,
She wouldn't say that.
she doesn't believe in those things.
No. People have the cards and the the scientific things about the star and the wavy lines and the it's been ESP has been tested.
Tested.
Mm-hmm.
Some results are very conflicting.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't seem reasonable to me. And what am I speaking in? Would you accept sounds like a dialect of
It's Old Norse,
Old Norse?
so it's very similar to Icelandic.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to go
Norse,
with
the
sounds
sword
of a
Iceland.
dialect of, that's
I mean,
probably
Norwegians.
related to the Norse. If you will accept that,
Yep.
then
Sounds
we
like
are.
a dialect of Icelandic.
Yes. Then we are at superb for the resolve.
Okay, so
We should only
Isn't
go-
great, but
Well, okay.
it hits your 3 box and rolls up on your composure track.
okay.
Yeah, I really need you have a sheet out there on the internet.
I
right?
do.
Just, I don't think I have it.
If you do a search for Andromeda, you will probably find it.
I just use it print.
I could hit print, or I could share with him again, specifically. Kevin G. Austin at Gmail.
Yeah. I think I found it.
Oh, so don't bother
All right.
sending.
Yes.
Okay.
So some of these are very faint, worn, old. It's hard to read them. What could possibly go wrong? You want to climb up onto the seat of the throne to get close enough to
That's
read
going
them.
too far.
Okay.
So you have to
So
toss
I
one of
have
yours
to
in.
toss one of mine in.
All right. So you don't. You have a slight urge to do that,
But
but then you
the
don't.
last person that did that, it didn't turn out well.
She, gained the powers of a god, it seemed like, but not, when she was off the dice.
She went crazy.
Yeah. So you're still focusing on the sword.
Yep.
Some time has gone past. All right, what was it that you were going to do now?
Well, other than say puny goddess, but
Yeah. That insulting a goddess when you're in her holy place is a really great idea.
I'm going to do what is called a push, where I'm going to launch myself and hit Annie, and this is a maneuver, not an attack,
Yes.
to move her X number of zones.
All right.
Now, I'm moving with her, so it's easier.
Right, so you're getting onto the dais and moving her sort of laterally.
Off the dice with me.
Okay.
Basically a tackle.
No, it's actually kind of
It's
Push.
it's a push.
It's
You,
kind of
you're
a
not
tackle.
being
You're
knocked to
getting
the
the
ground.
bum
You're
rush.
being knocked in a direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're getting the bum's rush.
So, what is my defense?
Do you want to defend? You don't need to.
I don't see him coming.
That's the thing. And he's got high enough. That was your push.
Yeah.
So yes, you're.
I
I
don't
assume you
think-
stop before you get to the wall.
Yeah.
So you're off the.
I don't think it's possible for me to defend against that.
No, I mean you don't. Your highest possible defense isn't going to stop this.
Okay.
So yes, you're now both just over here. Something pushed you really hard. I should.
If I were in that situation, I'd
Bookmark
probably
that.
say, Jack, is that you? 'Cause if it
All right,
wasn't, I
and you
don't
are
know.
still
I
focused on the
wouldn't-
sword.
In fact, come to think of it, I just saw Annie go
Flying.
off the
Sideways.
dais. So I will say, Jack, did you do that?
yes.
Okay.
Keep quiet. Don't talk out loud.
Oh, some of the stuff she was reading.
Yes, she was reading from the throne, and it was starting
yeah.
to glow.
It was not starting to glow.
Jack is using deceit.
Okay, well, make a deceit roll then.
I didn't notice
I mean,
it starting to glow.
If you'd
My
been
attention
focusing
was
on
divided.
her and gotten a high enough mysteries roll, especially if you
Yeah, I
had
just-
psychic,
I'm a better liar than I am at mystery.
yeah,
Which is
you
really
would
fantastic.
notice that something was happening to Annie,
Yeah.
like she was taking resolve stress, composure stress. I
Really
should say.
fantastic. My deceit.
Well, if anybody wants to try and disbelieve what Jack just said,
What do you use as a defense
Um,
in a case like that?
Use
Well,
Depends
you
on
just
who you
use
are.
your ear.
use your result.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, right.
You have
That's right.
skeptics
That's
here.
you have
right.
skeptics
I will
here, and
know
you
that
go,
Jack-
Jack is lying.
Yes. I'm not going
I
to say that out
should
loud. I'm going to
probably
figure he has
just
something.
Sure.
because.
You don't.
I
I'm going
use
to
resolve
figure that
or-
he has
Yeah,
something.
resolve is one of the things you can use. I could use
The resolve
deceit
is my
myself.
highest.
Your roll
so-
was 6.
Yeah, that one went past.
Fantastic, yeah.
So yeah, that is just a great.
Okay.
So-
Resolve is 3.
Why would I? Oh, oops.
Yes. No. I look over there and say, "Is it glowing?
Not
Is it
anymore.
glowing?"
Not now. Not
Okay.
going now. That's
Um,
actually telling the truth.
so this is taking actual time, whereas when Annie was reading from the throne, those were like 4-second increments.
Yes.
So we'll say that you're done with your sword analysis. What was
Okay.
your result? It was
Godlike.
godlike. Okay. So these are intended for sort of defenders of holy places of hell. They are well-crafted swords. They also have Futhark runes on them, but not to the extent that throne did.
Right.
I mean, it's just like they're named swords.
Ah.
They really, unless they're in a holy place of hell or being specifically used by a defender of hell, they really don't have anything special about them other than they are arcane.
Okay, well, that's
They are good quality swords.
So, Simon, what's the scoop on these blades?
Hang on a second. Well, it's not the blades that made the skin melt away, the flesh melt
Okay.
away.
Oh,
that's good to know.
They're, yeah, and I tell you basically what Kevin told me.
okay. So we can take them away from here, and it won't be bad.
I mean, mildly annoying to a goddess, but no. I mean, they're not intended for you. They're intended specifically for defenders of. I mean, it would be like stealing something, a minor artifact from a temple. You're not going to get cursed, but, don't ask hell for any favors after that.
Well, what if you say you're going to use it in her name?
Then you
Then
have a
it'd be
commitment
effective.
with you.
And probably
Yeah,
Well,
if
take
you
on
were to
aspect-
swear an oath, say on the throne,
Yeah, go up, hop on the throne.
Doesn't phase me. I'm strong enough in my mind as well as my body to fight this off for a little bit at least. Yeah, I mean against a goddess, yeah, I know who's going to win that one. But I got fate points, and I still have a few left.
anyway.
Again, the thing is, you might be going up against fate points if you sit on that throne.
Thing is, I was thinking of giving it as a
Yeah.
present to Robert because he's a swordsman and he might appreciate another arcane blade. But if this is going to be some kind of negative, I guess I'll just forget it.
I would tell him how to get here.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm planning on telling them how to get to all four to these 3 locations.
Well, what I think we ought to do then is we ought to take these blades and we should bury them just outside the dais. That way they're still in the room. They're still
That's the
very
point.
close to hell.
We haven't damaged them. We haven't removed them from the holy place, but
Okay.
we've also made it so innocent
So
bystanders.
the floor
wouldn't find
of
one.
this is limestone. So it's not dirt, but it's also not the hardest rock in the world. It's I mean,
Jack can pummel through it, but the rest
yeah,
of
I
us
mean you
not
could
really.
if you had a pickaxe, you could easily just dig up chunks of it and then bury these things. But it's not dirt, so it's not going to be. You can't really smooth it over.
Okay.
And I don't want to take them away from you, but I don't want to leave them laying out in the open either.
Mystic rights.
Okay.
I have the Xerox right there.
Mystic spellcraft, mystic rights. The character's understanding of arcane secrets extends Even in the casting of true mystic rites by Sam Fending, at one point the character speaks a few arcane words or inscribes strange sigils and may use mysteries instead of any other skill in a single roll. This may be done even if the usual tools and equipment for the skill being replaced are not available. Thus, mysteries might be used instead of guns to blast a foe with arcane power when the character lacks a gun, instead of burglary in order to literally charm a lock open, kind of like a knock spell, or instead of investigation.
Are you going to dig a ditch with mysteries?
The question is, can I use mysteries to basically to basically cut out?
Excavate in.
A section of limestone.
Basically cut a chunk of limestone out using mystic rites.
You'd use mysteries instead of engineering, even though you don't have the machine that would be used to do what that is that you just described. It specifically says you can use it like guns, even if you don't have a gun.
Yep.
So yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you point your finger and go bang, and suddenly the person is hit by a bullet.
Okay, that would be.
You have to spend a fate point to even use it, right?
Yes.
I don't technically, but I'm going to this time. If you read farther, it says you can forego the fate point, but it takes two time steps longer
Oh, well, that'd be a very long time.
than it would otherwise take.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do that. So yes, I cast Mystic Rites to pull up a slab of limestone,
Okay.
and now Jack can.
Shovel.
But okay, what did you get on your skill roll?
Fantastic.
Okay. That takes 4 minutes.
Okay.
Not long enough to worry about yet.
and he goes, "How did you do that?"
What are you doing?
So,
I used Mystic Rites, so I did some. I did some.
Mm-hmm.
Some conversation. I said some
Threw a
stuff and made
line
some.
on the floor, and the floor
And watered
started
some
lifting
stuff.
out.
And it's
It's like
like he just declared
Had
there
a-
was a trap.
had a saw that
Mhm.
went. And then something caused that whole area just to lift up.
Yep.
so is there dirt underneath or more limestone?
There's
Oh,
more limestone.
But if you hit it a couple of times, you could probably
Make a dent.
make a sufficient hole for
Mm-hmm.
that we can set this back on top of it after putting the swords underneath.
Okay, I'll hit it 4 times for 4 swords. Wow, that's gonna be a lot.
I don't think you probably need to hit it 4
Yeah,
times.
I don't
probably
think you need to hit it
once
more
or
than
twice.
once. You're gonna make a big enough dent. What did you get? Like +3 or something ridiculous like that?
Yeah, I got like +2.
Yeah, there's enough of an area now that's been disturbed that you can just sweep it out, and there's a place where you can put the sword.
So grab a sword, put it down, grab a sword, put it down, grab a sword, put it down, grab the last sword, put it down. So everyone better. It's for the best.
Well, we can
And
tell
then
him about it.
You set
this
you
time.
can pick up the giant block of limestone and set it back in its place. I don't know. There's still a line where it was cut out, but
Yeah. So what?
whatever. It's a giant block of limestone
It's
that
dark
has
in
no leverage point on it. Basically,
It's got no leverage put on it. It's dark in here.
Yeah, Jack could pull it out, but
Mhm.
you know.
And
You could
and
pulverize
Ed, you
some of the
could
leftover
find that
limestone.
there's
and pack it
something
in
odd
the-
about
in the-
this
Jam
stone.
fingers in it.
Okay, I am
I'm
going to
thinking-
call it for the night.
Okay.
hiding the
Do I have to track the stress?
Unless you haven't taken a break yet.
Yeah, we haven't taken a break, and Jack seems to be very insistent on